Good morning, all of you. Students, we are doing the chapter Motion and Time. In this chapter, we discussed about rest and motion. What is the difference when an object is said to be in motion or when it is said to be in rest? And we discussed about that all motion is relative and different kind of motion with their example we discussed earlier. Today I am going to explain about motion along a straight line, which is also known as rectilinear or linear motion. This is the simplest type of motion, that is motion along a straight line path. For example, motion of a train on a straight track, motion of an apple falling from a tree, or motion of hailstones falling to the ground, or the straight march past of soldiers in a parade. These all are the examples of motion along a straight line, and such type of motion is known as linear or rectilinear motion. That means when the motion of an object is along a straight line path, then it is known as rectilinear, or simply it is known as linear motion. Now, there is a picture on your screen in which there are four cars, and position of the cars are at O, A, B and C. The car which is at O, the time for that car is 0. Then at A, position A, the time is 10 minutes. At B, it is 20 minutes. And at C, it is 30 minutes. That means the car takes 10 minutes from O to A. Then A to B again it takes 10 minutes, and from B to C again it takes 10 minutes. In the first 10 minutes the car moves from O to A, and the distance covered is 60 meter in these first 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes the car moves from A to B, hence the distance covered by it is 20 meter in these 10 minutes. We can therefore say that the car speeded up in the time interval 0 to 10 minutes and slowed down in the time interval 10 to 20 minutes. So we realize that the change in the position of an object help us to decide how fast or slow its motion is. Speed. Speed is a measure of how fast an object is moving. We therefore regard speed as an indicator of the rate or rapidity of a given motion. In our daily life, we come across two common situations. Different objects may take different times to cover the same distance. We then call that object as the faster, which takes the least time. Different objects may cover different distances in the same time. Here we call that object as the fastest, which covers the maximum distance in the given time. The most convenient way to find out which of the two or more objects is moving faster is to compare the distances covered by them in unit time. For example, when we say that car A and car B are moving at a speed of 30 km per hour and 50 km per hour respectively, we mean that the distance covered by car A and B in a time of 1 hour are 30 km and 50 km respectively. We can then say that car B is moving with a higher speed as compared to car A. We state the relationship between these physical quantities as speed is equal to distance per unit time, or speed is equal to distance divided by time. The basic unit of speed is meter per second. It is also often expressed in other units such as meter per minute or kilometer per hour. You can calculate the speed of any moving object if you have the distance covered by the object and total time taken to cover that distance. For example, suppose on an educational trip you have traveled a total distance of 440 km and your trip took 8 hours. You have to calculate the speed. Then what we have to do? The distance covered is 440 km and the time taken, total time taken is 8 hours. So the distance covered, the speed of the vehicle will be distance divided by time, that is 440 km divided by 8 hours. It is equal to 55 km per hour. This is the average speed. Now it is clear to you all that as an object moves, its speed can go on changing. We therefore often describe the motion of an object in terms of its average speed. Average speed of any object is equal to total distance covered by the object and total time taken. By this formula, you can calculate the average speed of any moving object. Now, in the table which is on the screen is the comparison of speed. The first one is speed of light in air, which is approximately 10 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Second is speed of sound in air, which is approximately 340 meter per second at room temperature. Third is speed of Earth's rotation, which is 440 meter per second at the equator. Speed of Earth's revolution is 30 km per second. Speed of launching of satellites or rockets is 8 km per second. The speed of fastest bird, which is peregrine falcon, is 200 km per hour, and the speed of fastest animal, which is cheetah, is 115 km per hour. The speedometers of vehicles directly record the speed at a given time in kilometer per hour. The vehicle is in uniform motion along a straight path if its average speed is same as its instantaneous speed. If the vehicle is in non-uniform motion along a curved path or a narrow path, then the average speed will not be same. Now, uniform and non-uniform motion. What is the difference? What are they, and what is the difference between these two types of motion? Consider a car. You can imagine a car moving along a straight narrow road, and it travels first 30 km in the first hour, next 30 km in the second hour, and another next 30 km in the third hour. In this case, the car is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time of 1 hour. Its speed therefore remains constant over these 1 hour time intervals. We can therefore call the motion of this car as a uniform motion. So, what will be the definition of uniform motion? An object is said to be in uniform motion when it moves along a straight path and covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. howsoever small these intervals of time may be. Then it is uniform motion. Now suppose the same car is traveling on another straight narrow road with lots of traffic on it. It continues to travel along a straight path, but its speed during its journey keeps on changing. We call such a motion as a non-uniform motion. So, the motion of the car is regarded as non-uniform if it does not move along a straight path. It is only motion with a constant speed along a straight path that is regarded as uniform motion. That means if a vehicle and if the motion of an object in which the vehicle or the object does not cover the same distance or equal distance in equal interval of time, then it is known as non-uniform motion. So students, we will discuss time in next class. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.